Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Zoom Field General. As you can see, it comes in your standard orange Nike Performance box. We'll give you a quick look at the label. Again, Nike Zoom Field General, size 9.5 US. The colorway is white, metallic gold, and wolf gray. And the retail price sticker is ripped off, but these guys retail normally for $130. Inside the box, they do include an extra set of white laces. You guys will get to see these on the shoes during the on-feet portion of the video, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, we'll get the shoes out of the box really quickly, get this box out of the way, and take a look at this brand new football training model from Nike that I absolutely fell in love with when they unveiled it. Now, they unveiled this shoe in, I believe, 4 or 5 different colorways. I really liked every single one. This one was one of my personal favorites, and as of right now, I believe it's the only one available, and I think you can only get it at Nike right now. I haven't seen it available anywhere else. I got my pair at Nike, and I'm actually really happy with this shoe. It's such a good looking model, if you ask me. Really like the kind of positioning of the Nike swoosh here. I'm a sucker for camo, so the camo pattern on the upper really did it for me as well. And I just think it's a really interesting cut as far as shoes go. Now, what this shoe is supposed to be all about, it's supposed to be a training model for turf, obviously. That's why it's got this very aggressive turf pattern. For quarterbacks, to be specific, this is an American football training model. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know much about American football at all. I never played it, never really got into watching it. But I'm actually a really big fan of this particular shoe. You can see on the back it actually does say Nike Football. So I can't really tell you too much about the performance aspects in terms of how this would be good or bad for a quarterback as far as training is concerned. But all the elements that it has here is more or less pretty much up to par with any other high-end training model or performance model from Nike, I should say. As far as the colorway is concerned, you can see you have that kind of wolf gray camo pattern on the upper, so you have a lighter gray, a slightly darker gray, and then an even darker gray than that to make up this very cool camo pattern. It's pretty much a mesh base for the shoe, and then it's covered in this rubberized kind of coating on top, a coating that Nike calls Curum. Or at least that's how I think you say it. Basically, and that's what's going to add all of the kind of rigidity to the upper. So while it is mesh, while it's very soft and flexible, it's going to form to the shape of your foot and move very naturally with your foot. It's still extremely stable for when you are making hard lateral cuts and pushing off and, I guess, planting for a throw if you're a quarterback. In this particular situation. And again, it feels and looks very performance oriented. You have this kind of overlay right here, which is what holds your Nike swoosh cutout, which has a white outline. This is kind of like a thicker fused synthetic material that looks really good on both the lateral and medial side of the shoe. It attaches this by this Nike Football little kind of heel tab right here. There's a little cutout, and then your internal boot right there that you guys can see. It's not removable, but it is very interesting. Has some perforations, so I don't think there's going to be much breathability just because of this heel lining material. But nonetheless, it's very cool. And you can see it even has those little heel pods there on the inside to keep your foot locked in place. They're extremely comfortable shoes as well. It has kind of this mid-cut design with kind of this little triangle cutout, I suppose. You can see your dynamic flywire, which runs through the inside of the shoe. So in between this mesh area and the internal boot, you're going to find the dynamic flywire, which comes from the base all the way up into the lacing system to kind of hold your foot in place. And again, increase the overall lateral support of the shoe as a whole. You have the laces on here that come along with the white ones. These ones are kind of that wolf gray or gray color with the little gold speckles there. And then the flywire is white with little black speckles. And then the tongue, as you guys can see, features your gold Nike branding right there. And then on the very back, you're going to find 5 silver stars, which I'm 99% sure is the symbol for a military general. But I could be wrong on that. I'm just assuming because it's the field general that is the symbol for a general. Probably should have looked that up prior to making the video, but I didn't, so we'll keep moving on. As far as the midsole is concerned, you can see that you have some exposed foam here. It is a Phylon foam midsole, gray in color with your white paint speckles, which I think look really good. And then you can see there is some rubber here going around the toe to increase the overall durability, rubber coming up the sides, and that is all solid white in color. You have this kind of triangle pattern, which is obviously designed for artificial grass or turf just to have some really good traction. Then you have your plastic midfoot shank, which is that wolf gray color, and again your 5-star general logo. As far as cushioning is concerned, obviously the Phylon midsole is fairly low profile. That's because there is also heel and forefoot zoom, which is one of Nike's cushioning technologies in this particular shoe, and they are surprisingly comfortable despite their kind of low profile design. But because this is designed for turf technically, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of underfoot cushioning, because you're going to get some of that cushioning from the shoe and a lot of that cushioning as well from the artificial grass, which has kind of a foam layer underneath it. So again, it's a low profile shoe, keeps you nice and low to the ground, really locked in, really secure, and it's actually surprisingly lightweight despite its somewhat bulky appearance. But that's pretty much it as far as the outside of the shoe is concerned. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of all the details on the shoe. If you didn't, check out the high quality images that I took myself on the review page of my website. There's a link to that down below in the description. And again, that's it as far as close-up details go. And move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes look, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the Nike Zoom Field General on feet with a pair of shorts. You can see I swapped in the extra set of white laces just so you can see what they look like. I think my preference is still the gray ones that come on the shoes from right out of the box, but nonetheless both laces look pretty good. Leave your opinions down below, let me know which ones you think look better. As far as the overall fit and comfort level of the shoe is concerned, it's very low profile because it is designed for use on turf. So again, a lot of the underfoot cushioning is going to come from the turf itself. So this isn't necessarily something that you may want to do heavy amounts of training on hard concrete or something like that. If you intend on using this as a performance model, you may want to go for something with more of a heavy-duty cushioning setup. But what you do get is really, really comfortable, I will say that, just for walking around. There is a very noticeable amount of cushion from the forefoot and heel zoom in the shoe itself. The Phylon midsole is more of a stability thing on the side. There's not a lot of kind of, like I said, that underfoot cushioning feel from the foam, but you definitely do have the sensation of those zoom units in both the heel and the forefoot. But nonetheless, they are very, very comfortable, and the shoe is relatively lightweight despite its bulkier than average look. As far as the fit is concerned, it's relatively wide, so it's going to be suitable for pretty much all foot types, even if you do have really wide feet. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair, I would strongly recommend going true to size. Alright, here's a look at the Zoom Field General on feet with a pair of pants. And again, while it is a performance-oriented shoe, I think that the styling and the overall bulky design just looks really good as a pair of shoes that you can wear with pants on a more casual basis. I really like this more subtle gray color. Obviously, it does feature all over camo, so it isn't what you might consider to be super subtle. But nonetheless, I think it's a very good-looking shoe. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm excited to see it in future colorways. So that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video goes, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nike Zoom Field General. Really happy with this shoe. It's extremely comfortable. I love the look and just overall shape of this shoe. The camo pattern to me is just absolutely ridiculous. And it's one of those shoes that I honestly do plan on getting in multiple colorways just because I'm a really big fan of this silhouette as a whole. So excited for more colorways. If you guys want to see more detailed images of the shoe, I'll leave a link in the description to the review page on my website where you can see some of the pictures I took myself that'll show you some of the close-up details that you might not necessarily see in the online pictures or even in this video. So be sure to go ahead and check that out if you're interested in more info on these guys. Other than that though, if you have any questions regarding the shoe, leave them down below in the comments. And also if you have any suggestions for other shoes you'd like to see me bring in and feature on the channel, leave your suggestions down below in the comment section as well. I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to see as far as content is concerned. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more sneaker reviews. All of my social media information is down below in the description as well. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.